What's available in the States are the Pro Charging Systems chargers, and these chargers have a lot more technology in them. They do a better job. Now this charger can take up to 18 hours to cut off. So here's a couple things you need to know about it. If you look at the charger, it does have LEDs. So this Moke is fully charged. They have an app, it's called the ProView Link, and we'll provide instructions either on a PDF or a video on how to download the app, but it's available on Android and Google. All right, so you got to have the Bluetooth on your phone, and the charger's got to be plugged into AC power. That's the cord that plugs into the wall. But the charger has a serial number on it. So like this case, we have two Mokes plugged in, one's probably about 30 feet away. But this one here, 402, is this Moke right here, 402. So we're gonna touch that, and it's gonna give us a lot of information. So it's telling us that, remember, it's an 18-hour charge cycle. I plugged that in about 4 minutes ago. So it's saying, hey, you got up to 18 hours to charge, which is a long time. So if you run the Moke a lot and, in the morning, and you plug it in for a few hours at lunch, it's not gonna charge up for you. It takes 18 hours. I mean, don't get me wrong, plug it in, charge as much as you can, but you need to be paying attention to this here. So the live view just tells you that you got good AC voltage in. You're looking for 120. It tells you how much time you got left. It tells you what the voltage is at the moment while being charged. It tells you what setting it should be on. It should be on the ProVolt gel setting. Now, what's important to note is the history. So if you click history and then click get history, it tells you every charge cycle that has ever been done with the charger. Now, a charge cycle isn't considered a cycle unless it's been plugged in for 15 minutes. But if you look here, you're looking for your Moke to have gone into float mode. So that's a green in the upper left corner, and that is a green state of charge bar here. That tells you that that charger completed a full cycle on the batteries. Now, it doesn't mean that your batteries are 100% capacity. It just means that the charger charged them up to 100%. And if you've got older batteries, they can take a full charge but still only be half the power that they were if they were new. So that's just telling you that the batteries took all the charge that they could take. So you're looking for that. If you're gonna take, and you can look through all these charge histories, what you notice here is you got yellow. That means that it didn't fully charge. So like if you are getting ready to take your Moke out for the day and the last charge cycle on it was yellow, it means you don't have a full tank of gas. It's very important to know that. Also, if you're gonna take your Moke out, you should be looking at the history to make sure it charged. The only way that you're gonna log that history, like right now, you'd have to unplug the charger and plug it back in. So like if you plug this charger in, you go to bed for the night, you come out the next day and you wanna see if it's fully charged, you're gonna have to unplug it, plug it in to record that last charge cycle. If you see red, that means that an error occurred. So you got red, yellow, and green. Green is great, that means it fully charged. Yellow is, hey, it didn't fully charge. And that could be because maybe you plugged it in for an hour and then you unplugged it to move it and you plugged it back in. Doesn't mean there's an issue, it just means that the charger didn't complete. But red is absolutely a problem. It means your Moke wasn't charging. You can also click on these, the right corner of the charge cycle, and it tells you like how long it's been plugged in. So the last charge cycle we did, we left it on for 16 minutes because we had to leave it on for 15 to get the charge cycle to register to make the video. But you can look at all these charge cycles. So I'll go to the very first one. It was on for 3.5 hours. The second one was on for 18 hours. This Moke came in totally dead. And the customer had been plugging it in, and it was so dead that it took the 3.5 hour charge cycle the first time, and then it took another 18 hours to fully charge the batteries up and go into float mode. So you need to look at that. That's really the main thing that's going to keep you from having a Moke that just dies on you. And then be aware that after 20 miles of driving, depending on how many people are in it, what your tire pressure is, or you're going up hills, down hills, like you might be more than 50% depleted, so you don't want to drive 20 miles away from your home or where you're keeping the Moke, because you're running a risk of not getting back. So we've seen that a couple of times. We're just trying to educate you so you know how to get the best experience with your Moke, because your batteries are fully charged.